those intensive care beds are still there, and there hasn't been an issue of public safety. So they can't use a decision that was made on a false premise 3 years ago to push ahead with it now. That's basically the argument we're putting forward. We're concerned that it is ultimately about cuts, it's about underfunding of the NHS, and it's about services that we want to defend. If they are arguing that there will be no reduction in services in the long run, let them say it in public. Let's put it before the people of Leicestershire to scrutinise, to have a look at, and then make a decision on whether that's correct or not. If they don't do that, we remain suspicious that it is about cuts in services. Because along with that, as somebody pointed out to me earlier, it's not just about the general, there's proposals to close community hospitals around Leicestershire, and other services are under threat. Because ultimately, the STP plan is about saving money. It's about making cuts because of the deficit that the Trust has and the NHS as a whole has. It's not unconnected with our demand for proper funding for the NHS, and we need to make sure that it's not forgotten in the technical detail over this issue of intensive care. So thank you very much for coming along. We're going to stay here at least till 5:30 when the meeting actually starts. I haven't checked, but there's usually some public seats at the back so people can go in if they want. The 3 questions are hopefully relatively early in the agenda, so we'll get some response from that. So if you want to stay after that, that's fine, but you know, probably 5:30 we'll probably wrap up this particular lobby. So thank you very much for coming. Oh, the last thing is, sorry, just remember one thing. The last thing is, they can't hear me. The last thing, encore. The last thing is, we started off our campaign as the campaign to save the Glenfield Children's Heart Centre. That was under threat, not because of a decision by the Trust, but actually because of a decision by NHS England, from the NHS nationally. On that occasion, we were more or less in line with the Trust, who didn't want that service to go. On this occasion, we find ourselves on the other side of the argument. But the important thing is, defending services is what we're about. But what the Glenfield campaign proved is that if you mobilise, if you get the arguments across to people, if you get people involved, people power can save services, and that's what we want to do this time.